Hello, everybody.
All right, in jail there, your name, please.
Jason Arnsman.
Mr. Arnsman, this is a felony file 250686FY. I'm going to read it to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Carrie Dibble appearing on behalf of Mr. Arnsman for the limited purposes of arraignment today. I did review the felony complaint with Mr. Arnsman. We would waive formal reading of that, ask the court to enter a not guilty plea on his behalf, have this set for a a probable cause conference and a preliminary examination. I did screen Mr. Arnsman for court-appointed counsel. He did qualify, and that form has been submitted to the court. And at this time, Your Honor, my client has indicated to me that he is all set to enter into a rehab type facility in Kalamazoo through their drug court. And we are asking the court to consider a personal recognizance bond.
All right, do you mean through a case you have in Kalamazoo?
Correct, sir.
So you were out on bond when you caught this case?
No, I was incarcerated in Kalamazoo County. Kalamazoo County gave me a PR bond. Allegan County came to pick me up for this one.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, so you have an open charge in Kalamazoo as well?
Yes.
This is from
Is this a
November
locked
of last
facility
year.
you're going to? What's the facility?
It's OCC, and the facilities through the village is through their public defender program. It's like an old, like an apartment complex that they put in for people with drug problems. They give them a living in place to live with a roommate.
Here's the thing, Mr. Arnsman. I hope you get in there, but that's not a lockdown facility. So you are felony on felony. You would not get a PR bond. But your attorney can work that out with the prosecutor. If they agree to a PR bond on the next court date, no one's going to have a problem with that. But I would leave this at $1,000 cash surety. This is a life offense. It's no drugs, no alcohol, no marijuana, but it is just $1,000 cash surety. You already have next court dates. May 1st is your probable cause conference. You have a preliminary hearing set May 6th. That's courtroom B in front of Judge Belargin. You will get copies of those dates and times. You must show up for those dates and times. You're all set for today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, your name?
Choxy Chavez.
Ms. Chavez, looks like you have a number of files here. 2 open ones, 1 new one. We'll go with the new one here. File 251182ST. I'm going to read it to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Carrie Dibble appearing on behalf of Ms. Chavez for the limited purposes of arraignment. I did review the misdemeanor complaint with her. We would waive formal reading of that and ask the court to enter not guilty pleas on her behalf at this time, have it set for a pretrial conference. I did screen her for court-appointed counsel. Given the fact that she has multiple open files, I did approve her for court-appointed counsel, and those forms have been submitted to the court. Although she will need to request I think on a 3rd file, but I'd ask the court to consider a personal recognizance bond. There's already a PR bond slated for this case, and we would ask that continue.
Yes, that's the problem though, right, ma'am? You have PR bonds and you just keep driving. So you have 2 new cases, right? We're going to put you down for not guilty. We'll set you for jury trials on both of your new files. You're going to have the public defender representing you on those. I would not give you 3 PR bonds for committing the same offense in a couple of months. So one of them at least is going to be a $300 cash surety, no driving without a valid driver's license. We'll do that on file 8-2. So here's the decision you need to make. If you think you're going to make that bond, that's fine. I'll leave it as PR bonds on the other 2. So you only have to post 1 bond to be out on all 3. If you're not going to make bond, I'll give you a low cash surety on the other 2. because if you're sitting in jail on one case, you might as well get credit for time served on all three. I'd leave that up to you. How do you want to do it?
So I actually plan on bonding now. I have 3 kids to go back home to when I have to work tomorrow morning.
All right, so on the oldest file here, the 243881 ST, you already have a PR bond.
Yeah, $500, I think.
Oh, no, it looks like you might have had you posted a cash bond on that one, right?
Yeah, that.
So on that bond, you'll just stay out on your cash bond. On file A2, you have a $300 cash or surety bond you will have to make. And then I'll give you a PR bond on the one ending in 09. So you will not have, you only have to make one more bond to get out. All right?
Okay.
They're all going to be up in courtroom B in front of Judge Belargin. You will get copies of those dates and times when you leave jail. You must show up for those dates and times. There's no driving, right?
Yeah, that's the problem. Question. Is it possible if I can request the afternoon? Because I flip between first shift and third shift, and then I have to take my kids to schools.
You know,
so it's kind of like
some of these pre-trials are in the morning and some of the pre-trials are in the afternoon. It just depends on the day. So I think we can write that in there, or at least, you know, when you get out, call and say, hey, I'd like that pre-trial for an afternoon, not a morning. And then I think they could switch around which day it is, I think.
All right.
All right. And it'll be over, the pre-trial will be over Zoom. So really, the great thing about Zoom is even if you're at work, you just need that 15-minute break and you go on your phone to a quiet place and call the court. So.
Yeah, that's the problem. So when I'm taking my kids to school, my daughter goes to school in Middleville, so I always lose signal. So one of them, that's why I didn't make it to one of them, because I was on the Zoom call and the call dropped. And that's 15 minutes back into town to Wayland.
Were you able to
until I can get signal. So that's why I kind of prefer afternoon, because it's for sure, okay, I can make it to that.
We requested that in the ROA, so the scheduling clerk should see to put that for an afternoon batch instead of a morning batch. If you get it, your notice in the mail and or they hand it to you and it says it's a morning batch, you could probably call and get that flipped around, but we're trying to set for afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
You know, you can't drive your kids to school though, right?
Yeah, no.
Right,
my car is impounded. I don't think I'm gonna get it anytime soon because I have to pay $1,100 to get out.
You're all set.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, your name?
Vicky Chrisman.
Chrisman, this is a misdemeanor file 243963 ST. I'm going to read it to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did have an opportunity to meet with Mr. Chrisman before coming on the record. Oh, and I'm Carrie Dibble, appearing on behalf of Mr. Chrisman for the limited purposes of arraignment. We would waive formal reading of the ticket as it stands. Ask the court to enter not guilty pleas on his behalf to the charges. I didn't screen him for court-appointed counsel, as these are not charges likely to result in jail, but did advise him that if for some reason that changed, he should contact our court to, or excuse me, our office to be rescreened. And we'd ask the court to set this for a pretrial conference and consider personal recognizance bond given the charges, the nature of the charges.
All right, so sir, do you understand that you do not have an attorney on these matters? You would either need to hire an attorney or continue to represent yourself, right?
Yep.
So on these, you don't, the person right before you had too many driving while license suspended to get PR bonds. You only have one, so it's other matters that about your car that make you keep getting pulled over. I am going to give you PR bonds on these, so you should be getting out of jail later this afternoon if this is the only case. You need to Make sure you not only show up for these court dates that you're going to get handed in courtroom A, but you need to take care of whatever it is that's wrong with your automobile as far as insurance and plates. If you keep getting these charges, you're going to sit in jail on these, even though they're misdemeanors. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm better off just quit driving for a while. Thank you.
That'd be a good idea. Good afternoon. Your name?
Good afternoon, Robin Skinner.
Mr. Skinner, this is a felony file 251298FY. I'm going to read it to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Carrie Dibble appearing on behalf of Mr. Skinner for the limited purposes of arraignment. We did review the felony complaint together and would waive formal reading, ask the court to enter not guilty plea on his behalf, and set this for probable cause conference and preliminary examination. I screened him for court-appointed counsel, and he did qualify. That form has been submitted to the court. Mr. Skinner is requesting a personal recognizance bond. My understanding is that he currently is on a parole hold. It's his understanding that he can perhaps deal with his parole violation if he is granted the personal recognizance bond.
Sir, on a habitual offender fourth, I would not give you a PR bond, but I will lower it to $1,000 cash surety. That's as low as cash surety as you're going to get. You already have next court dates. You have a probable cause conference on May 1st. You have a preliminary hearing set May 6th. That's all in courtroom B in front of Judge Belargin. You will get copies of those dates and times. You must show up for those dates and times. If you're incarcerated, corrections will make you available, but you're all set for today.
Hey, what's this say? The content of this meeting is being held to one or more apps. I don't know what the hell that means.
We're just waiting on the magistrate.
Okay, in jail, your name, please.
Tyler Moore.
Okay, Mr. Moore, this is a traffic misdemeanor. I'm going to read this to you so you understand the charges.
Strasser on behalf of Mr. Moore for the limited purpose of arraignment. We have reviewed the charging document and waive a formal reading. He is entering a plea of not guilty. We did conduct a screen for indigency and found he does qualify and will be receiving court-appointed attorney. We request this matter be set for pretrial and trial.
Okay, so you will have the appellate defender as your attorney in this matter. But I would not set this for a PR bond. You have way too many priors to this charge. Let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 of them in the last 2 years. So it would be a cash surety bond, $300 cash surety. We'll have to post that to get out of jail. There's no driving without a valid driver's license. You will get a next court date at courtroom A in front of Judge Scotchless. Be present for that next court date, but we are all set for what we need to do here today. Anything further?
Nothing further, thank you.
All set. Ms. Ellis, this says on February 9 of this year on US 131 there in Wayland Township that you allowed an unlicensed person to drive. That is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and or $300 fines and costs. Understanding that, do you wish to enter a plea of guilty or not guilty to that charge at this time?
Guilty.
Anybody force you or threaten you to make you plead guilty?
No.
And are you pleading guilty to this because you believe you are guilty?
Yes.
Were you allowing an unlicensed person to drive a vehicle here in Allegan County on the date and time I read to you?
Yes.
All right, so I do find that that is a factual basis upon which I can accept your plea and that your plea is knowing and voluntary. It would just be fines and costs at this point. What we mean by that is it's a $15 fine. With that is statutory costs of $50, crime victims' rights fee of $75, a state cost of $50, and you have one $75 bench warrant fee. So that's a total of $265. I wrote right on there, you have 90 days to pay that. You can have more time than that. Yes, ma'am. You missed court. You were not here on March 19th when you had a court date. Every time you miss court, it's a $75 fee for the bench warrant.
Oh,
So
okay.
you don't have a warrant out because you're here today and you pled it. It just costs you $75 more than the fines it costs because every time you miss court, you get that fee. So
Okay.
$265, 90 days to pay it. If you need more time, like I said before, that's fine, but you have to call the court and ask to go on a payment plan. But you're all set for today. You can go ahead and go.
Thank you.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.